Oberon. Hi, Oxnard. Yes, I agree. Sometimes it seems like you've got a good thing going with law of attraction, you're in the flow, and it gets kind of swooped right away from you, right? And I know, it seems like it's people sometimes, right? Hi, I'm Kaylin, and I'm co-founder of the Golden Flow System of Accelerated Wellbeing and Abundance. So you can call me your abundance coach. And this is my buddy Oberon, who joins me in all of my videos. And my buddy Oberon today, he brought a friend, Oxnard. And he brought Oxnard because Oxnard, you could see, sometimes gets a little cross, and sometimes he gets a little cranky. And Oberon was asking me, he was saying that he was eavesdropping on my conversation with a friend the other day, and that he heard that my friend was having some issues, and Oxnard was having the same kind of thing, where they're having a good day, they're in a good place, and then somebody does something to really push their buttons. And so Oberon here wanted me to talk to you about emotional charges, so that you can kind of look at that, become aware of what's going on, and help yourself get in the flow. Well, the really good news, Oberon and Oxnard, is that it doesn't really matter what's happening. It doesn't matter who has done what to you. I know that in any of these cases, you get into an emotional charge. So an emotional charge is a place where you get out of the flow, because if you think about yourself getting a massage, for example, you go in and there's a knot in your back, so that if you get bad enough, your sensation's getting cut off, let's say in your arm, because the flow isn't really going through. That knot is really impeding the flow. Well, the same thing happens in our lives, and it's all energy, so the same thing happens when we get into an emotional place that's emotionally charged. An emotional charge is an energy that, instead of flowing, it's tight and it's also blocked. So no matter what, though, the good news is you don't have to understand what an emotional charge is, and you also don't have to try to figure out how to get back in the flow, try to stop playing the blame game. You don't have to do any of that. You can really easily take care of the situation by letting yourself get in the flow with the situation. Here's how to do that, and how to easily change things without even trying, and without being super aware psychologically or energetically of what's going on. As an example, my friend was saying that we had gone to a networking event, and there was a person there who was leading the event, and kind of kept saying, this is how it should be, and stop talking, and this and that, and and it really pushed her buttons, because she felt like she doesn't go there to be yelled at. She's not a child. Of course, she wants to be treated as an adult. She's there to talk and meet people. That's the whole purpose. So it was really annoying her. So again, instead of trying to figure out what this emotional charge is, instead of tracing it back in time, maybe to some childhood event that happened, which is all valid and it can help you, you can also, though, just in a few breaths, in 3 simple steps, get yourself to the place where you're feeling better and you're in the flow. So, Oberon and Oxnard, the important thing to do is to do the 3 simple steps to get yourself into the flow. For example, my friend would have, number 1, welcome the situation. She would welcome this experience. Because one of the first things that we do is we try to, even though we're mad about it and we're talking about it, we kind of try to push the experience to the side. We kind of try to deny it. And when we do that, and we get mad, and we get cross, and we walk around cross all of the time, one of the things that happens is that as we age, you start to notice that crossness sort of becomes more permanent. And that has to do with the fact that we keep holding the same energy. So let's not do that. Instead of getting cross about it and maybe telling people that we're angry, let's welcome it. Because those can be very different things. Welcoming an experience versus complaining about it or being angry about it. So step 1, welcome it. My friend could have welcomed the experience. Step 2 would be to allow how the experience was. Embrace the experience, or experience the experience. In other words, how did the experience make her feel? Whether you allow, embrace, or experience the experience. In step 2, you really have the experience. Step 1, you welcomed it. So now she could look at, how is she doing in that experience? Is it making her tight? Is it giving her a knot in her back? Is it making her feel sad, mad, belittled? You know, it could have been any of those things. Is it making her think certain things like, I don't want to be here? You allow yourself to be with whatever your experience is. This is a really important step, because this is when we actually allow the energy that we're experiencing to be with us. That's what the now moment's all about. Really being in the now moment with your experience. And then step 3, we simply let it flow. When you let it flow, you completely let it go. You then shift your focus somewhere else. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't try to flow it again, because one of the things that always happens is we start to take an emotional charge and we let some of it flow and it deflates. But we still might have some of that charge. So after step 3, when we let it go, we can come back and work with it again and start over. Welcome the experience again. Step 2, allow it, embrace it, experience it, and then step 3, let it flow. As you do that, it starts to come down, and you get more and more in the now moment. You will naturally get to feeling better and better, and you will naturally get to being in the flow. I'll tell you that this works every single time, no matter what your experience is. The only exception is going to be if you don't want to let the experience go. If, for some reason, you're addicted to, or you're kind of enjoying being mad, and yes, we can get addicted to being wronged or being right or judging others, we can get addicted there. So unless you've got something like that going on and you're not willing to let go, then you're not willing to get in the now moment. You're not willing to get in the flow. In that case, law of attraction is going to bring you more of that same experience. So if that's okay, then that's where you're at, and that's what you'll experience, and that's fine. On the other hand, if you can take the 3 steps and get into the flow, I have never seen it not work. The minute you choose to welcome, allow, and let it flow, you really get into the flow. And you start to instantly notice that law of attraction is bringing you a better feeling experience. You start to instantly notice that law of attraction is bringing you a different perception of that experience. If you were getting into blame or anger, you'll start to notice instantly that you start to recognize that maybe that person was having a bad day, or maybe this is a clear sign, in my friend's case, that it's time to find a new group, or it could be one of so many different things. One of the things that often happens is life is trying to communicate guidance to us. It's trying to help us move on to the next level, the next phase of who we are, of more of what we want to experience and have. And a lot of the times we miss the message because we're stuck in that emotional charge. Instead, when we get in the flow, one wonderful thing that happens is that we start to listen for the experience. We start to get the experience because we let the issue flow, and then we're left with the energy of the experience, the wisdom that brings, and really a higher vibrating energy. And that's just hand in hand, goes hand in hand with a better perception that's wiser, has more clarity, and helps you get to more of where you want to go and who you want to be. All right, well, I think that's good for today. We have plenty of sounds around us, so we'll see if this all works out so that you can hear us well enough. In the meantime, I want to thank Oberon, and I want to thank him for bringing his friend Oxnard. And as always, Oberon invites you to like our video and to subscribe so that you catch it the next time we've got another video for you. Until next time, I think that if you are keen on getting in the flow, then we'll see you in the next video when you'll be even more in the flow, where we might be talking to you about a great comment I got on energy and when like attracts like and when opposites attract. So subscribe so that you can find out all about how energy and form work.